The Rise and Fall of Aaron Hernandez, All-American Murder by James Patterson and Alex Abramokovich. Presented by Jax Carter. The hook that I chose was he was 23 years old, he was an All-American, a multimillionaire, a new father, and a murderer. I picked this quote because it really shows that he had everything going for him. He was a great football player, a multimillionaire, and a new father, but ultimately he became a murderer. What is this book about? This is a true crime book about the NFL star Aaron Hernandez, who was convicted of a murder and then later committed suicide in prison. This book shows how he rose to fame and then later the downfall of his life. Patterson shows everything in his life from his childhood, football career, relationships, and ultimately his arrest and trial. The book does a great job of showing everything. It really shows his childhood, his high school football career, college, and NFL career. But then it also gives you a lot of interesting facts over the case and the trial, which is ultimately what the entire book is about. The main character in this book is Aaron Hernandez. He was born and raised in Bristol, Connecticut, and then later played for the Gators and New England Patriots. Odin was a good friend to Aaron as well as a football player. He was murdered in 2013 by Aaron Hernandez and was dating the sister of Aaron's fiancée, Shania Jenkins. Shania Jenkins, Aaron's longtime wife and partner, she stood by his side throughout all trials and mounted evidence. All three of these characters are really the main characters. Aaron really moves the story along because obviously he's the one who committed the crime. Odin Lloyd, he was murdered, and he really has a lot of impact to the story. Shania Jenkins, she really shows just everything and really sticks by Aaron's side and shows that family matters. And the other characters is just Aaron's coaches, teammates, family members, lawyers, and police investigators. All these people give valuable information to the reader about the book and really what Aaron was feeling and really good insight. Structure and style of the book. The book starts with the murder and investigation of Odin Lloyd in 2013, then flashes back to Aaron's past. The book starts, it really shows the murder for a couple pages, and then it goes to his childhood and then works its way back up. The book has very good details in a lot of aspects all over Aaron's life. It just shows everything. It's really interesting to see how one can be so high in life and just everything go downhill really fast and instantly. The story mainly flashes through Aaron's childhood and football years, then later the murder investigation and trial. The murder investigation and trial were personally my favorite part. It really showed stuff that you didn't really know. Everyone knows he's a great football player, but the murder investigation and trial really show who he is and what he did. This book is very fast-paced and easy to read. I personally read it very fast. It really shows like real quotes, text messages, security footage, and many details that makes it feel like a true crime show. The timeline. In 2010, Aaron Hernandez was drafted by the Patriots. He came out of Florida Gators. He was a great tight end in college and was just the most wanted tight end in the draft. He did have a rough a rough college career, like choices he made outside of football, but ultimately he was too good to pass up on and the Patriots selected him. And then in 2013, Odin Lloyd was murdered by Aaron Hernandez. This really started everything and really put Aaron Hernandez on the map as a criminal, not as a football star. And then about a week later, Aaron Hernandez is arrested at his home on live TV, which really shows the world what's going on and how insane this whole case is about to be and is. In 2015, he's eventually found guilty for first-degree murder. The trial was a long trial, and it was very interesting, but ultimately there was too much evidence, and Aaron was found guilty. About 2 years later, he commits suicide in prison, and it was found that he had stage 3 CTE. And on the left, you can see the hole in his brain that was caused from playing football. And it just shows how really important CTE and mental health is, and that it can really impact your life in many ways. And it's important to stay on top of mental health. The main conflict and turning point throughout the whole book, police gather footage and text and GPS tracking from Hernandez's car, which really ultimately puts all the evidence on him and makes him the lead suspect. The turning point comes when evidence clearly ties to him. There's a point in the book when all evidence points to him and you know that he did it, and as well as the investigators, which leads to him being arrested on live TV, which is something that you normally see in, famous people's cases. His double life comes out to not only the police but the entire nation with his arrest being on live TV. That was just the main turning point in the case, I feel like, with the whole world now knowing that what he's done. Themes. I have 2 themes for this book. Fame for self-destruction. I feel like this just shows that he was famous, he had all the money in the world, he had a great NFL career going for him, not even at his top yet. But he couldn't leave his violent and toxic habits, which caused for self-destruction. And you see this a lot in the world today with people who are famous and just ultimately self-destruct. Mental health and CTE is another theme I chose for this book. The discovery of CTE in his brain after his death shows untreated brain trauma and emotional struggles can change a person's behavior and decision making. I feel like CTE and mental health nowadays are very important and everyone talks about them, but back then it wasn't as talked about and as known, which caused Aaron ultimately his life. His brain on the left, as you can see from that picture, has a massive hole and just really affects him mentally in the choices that he ultimately makes, which does put his in prison and ultimately drives him to kill himself, which is very sad. So mental health and CTE is a very important theme that I picked. Personal connections. I love playing football, and I love football and I play it myself, so I was really interested in Aaron Hernandez's story. I also enjoy true crime shows and documentaries, and this book felt just like one. It made me think about how even people with talent and success can be hiding serious struggles. I play football and I love it, and I always watch it, and it really shows that the people that I'm watching have another life outside of not of football, and they have real problems just like me. And it really just showed me that mental health is really important, and it's always smart to focus on that more than football or school. I just was called to this book with the sports and the true crime, and I'm really glad I picked it because I truly did enjoy it. The academic response. The reading level was really easy to read, really easy to follow, really fast. I personally read it really fast. It was probably one of the fastest books I have read. Writing styles. Patterson uses short chapters, very short chapters, cliffhangers, and suspense. It really makes you want to keep reading the book, and I highly recommend this book. Techniques. He mixes in a lot of interviews and facts and pictures throughout the whole book. There's actually a section in the middle of the book that is just a lot of pictures throughout the case and of people. It really makes the book seem real and emotional. You feel connected to the book and just want to keep reading. My final thoughts and recommendations. This book is perfect for all football fans, crime and mystery lovers, and as well as high schoolers. This book is overall powerful and tragic, and it taught me that talent does not fix trauma and how fast a life can fall apart. Overall, I feel like Aaron Hernandez, this case, is just truly impactful for many reasons. Shows mental health and CTE can really affect a person's life. It shows that even though you're famous and on top of the world, if you don't take care of your mental health, you can fall down and make horrible choices. And Aaron Hernandez is a very sad story, but an important one. And I recommend this book to anyone that loves sports and true crime. I give this book a 10 out of 10. Thank you for listening.